The First Amendment slippery slope. Why are civil liberties advocates joining forces with the right? The answer is, of course, contained within the title. The only people who need the help of civil liberties advocates are people who are having their liberties violated. So if the civil liberties advocates are joining forces with the right, I would hazard a guess that the right are not lying when they say that they are being persecuted and censored. All rights are more valuable for the rich. Accepting the reality that the right to have an abortion, send your children to private school, to exclude others from your property, or to hire your own criminal defense lawyer are more fully enjoyed by people with resources. Social inequality may be a reason to support progressive taxation or robust equal protection guarantees, but it's not a reason to retreat from free speech principles. Well, that's a fair point. So why is the progressive left retreating from free speech principles? Why are they the main violator of other people's free speech? Why are they censors? As the ACLU's National Legal Director says, the First Amendment favours people without power and influence. The targets of censorship are typically dissidents, outsiders, the marginalised. So when I or anyone else who is a dissident to the far left has been censored, deplatformed, bullied, harassed, you can tell who holds the power in society. To whose drumbeat are we marching? And the answer is the far left. Somehow they have managed to gain control of the social aspect of our societies, where they haven't gained control of the legal and political. But Salon aren't going to mention any of this. Democracy now must rescue speech, not free speech, just speech, not only from government censorship, not a problem in the US, problem over here, but not there, but also from market censorship. The exploitation of speech, not sure that's something you can really exploit, by what University of Michigan philosopher Elizabeth Anderson calls private government in her book by that title, describing how corporations monitor employees and customers while determining many of their options. Well, I agree that corporations can indeed be censorious. In fact, many corporations with a left-wing bias seem to be quite happy to censor people, despite them having done nothing wrong other than dissent from the groupthink. For several years now, as I show at length in the summer issue of Baffler, a lavishly funded, brilliantly orchestrated conservative free speech campaign in courts and workplaces, on campuses and in the press has been hijacking the First Amendment on behalf of that private market economy of what Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes wrongly called the marketplace of ideas, believing that, as an old man had it, free markets make free men. Well, they do, but I don't believe you can hijack a fundamental right. These people have as much right to their First Amendment's free speech protections as you. But Salon, of course, being a partisan outlet, can't say that. It's not like there hasn't been a problem with free speech in workplaces and campuses and the press, but don't worry. It's nice to see the anti-corporate message coming from Salon as well. The First Amendment is abused when it's interpreted not only to protect dissenters' rights, but also to empower corporations, which already dominate individuals' options as employees and customers, to use expensive megaphones in public debate, leaving dissenters with laryngitis straining to be heard. Wow, where was this criticism when Starbucks was promoting progressivism? When Starbucks was trying to have a conversation on race with everyone? Where was it when Facebook decided to shut down Britain first? Where was it when Twitter decided to ban me? Where was this complaint that corporations are silencing individuals then? So why have civil liberties advocates often gone along for the ride, as when the ACLU decided not to oppose Citizens United? Rightly focused as they are on the slippery slope of government censorship and coerced speech, yes, there is a problem with coerced speech. Why do they resist acknowledging another equally ominous slippery slope, one down which virtually unregulated, civically mindless and intrusive, powerful commercial speech, some of it algorithmically driven, designed only to bypass our brains and hearts onto its way to our lower viscera and wallets, is driving public deliberation into Pavlovian stables of programmed titillation that benefits only the entities that profit from provoking it? Yes, but nothing is ideologically neutral, is it, far-left progressive, who has been saying that nothing is ideologically neutral for the past 20 years? So what is the ideological bias of these fucking corporations? Oh, that's right, it's not a right-wing bias, is it? Which I presume is why the right-wing are going after free speech advocates and civil liberties organisations to say, hey, we're being censored.